Hi guys, welcome to the Plus Technology Builder channel, and today we are going to be discussing about frequently used actions in Power Automate. First, we need to know what are the fundamental components that frequently used in Power Automate: variables, conditionals, loops, and flow controls. These are the category we are going to be covered in today's session, and end of the session we will be implementing one real-time example for the use case. We need to extract all the email fields and update in the Excel sheet. Okay, for example, we need to extract from address to address and subject and body of the message, and if any of the attachment there, we need to download the attachment and store it in the specific locations and send email using Gmail. This list of components belongs to the variable category. Mostly we will be using that set variable component. Set variable component used for to initialize a new variable. For example, if we wanted to read files from the specific folder, and we can configure the folder path in a variable. Okay, folder path, I create a new variable and value would be C colon test folder. If I run this flow, the value assigned to the variable C colon test folder. If we view that variable value, that would be assigned here. And another component, increase variable, decrease variable. This would be applicable only for the number variable. For example, if we created one variable called count, okay, in middle of the flow, if you wanted to increase the variable value, then we can use increase variable component. First, we need to set the variable name. What is the variable name? Count. And what is the value we need to increase? Step by 1. Okay. And if we display this variable, when we run this flow, the count value would be 1. The same way, if we decrease the variable, it would be reduced by 1. We need to select variable name over here, and we need to give the step count. And if we run the flow, the count variable increase by 1 and decrease by 1, so the value would be 0. And another component that we are mostly used is a list of array elements. Okay, for example, we need to store the same type of value into the list, mean we can use the array list component. For example, we need to store all the name into the list. Okay, we can create name list variable. I set the variable name list over here, and in this case we need to add one item into the existing list. Okay, we can use add item list. What is the value we need to add? Just given Kumar, and which list need to be added, and we need to select the name list over here. And if we run the flow, the new list will be created automatically, and the name Kumar add into the existing list. If we open the array list, one item is there named Kumar. Okay, if we wanted to add one more name into the same list, we need to give Sunesh and which list, name list. Save. Okay, if we run the same flow, the name list contains two names. If you open the list, and there are two items there. If we wanted to remove one item from the existing list, we can use remove item from the list. There are two options available. By using index or value, we can remove. If we know the index, we can give the index number, and if we don't know the index number, we can remove the item by using value. So I know the value. I need to remove the Sivnesh name from the list, and from the which list, name list. Okay, I can set it over here, and if I run this flow again, the new list will be created and add item into the name list, and the Sivnesh name also added into the same list, and again we are removing the Sivnesh name from the existing list. So if we see the name list array, it contains only one name now. Okay, the same way we can use sort. Next we use the conditional statements. Conditional statement is nothing but the decision making point. Okay, for example, if we wanted to check some condition, in this scenario I need to check name list contains greater than one value or greater than less than or equal to one value. Based on that I need to run the some steps in the decision making point. Okay, if I will use the if component, I will check the conditions. First operand, name list count greater than there are operators equal to, not equal to, greater than, and less than equal to. Now in this case we will use the greater than. Greater than 1 means, sorry, greater than 0 means I need to display the name list contains value. Display message name list contains items, and there is information pop-up. In the else case I need to show the message the name list is empty. Name list is empty. I can show the information pop-up. If I run the flow, it will show the pop-up with name list contain items. If we clear the list, clear the existing list, and we will check what happens. Okay, if I run the same flow, before checking the decision making, and all the values removed from the list, right? Now it shows name list is empty. The next category is loops. Loops is nothing but iterate the same set of actions. Okay, for example, if you need to iterate all the names from the list, mean we can use the for each component. In the for each component, we need to select the name list over here, and what operation we will do in the inside the loop. Okay, just we need to display all the names one by one. Name list iteration name. I can select current item over here, and there is an information pop-up, and that. Okay, I just comment this line because it will be clearing all this value, right? So I'm also disabling these actions. So in this scenario, there are two names in the list. This for each statement display one by one. If I run this flow, the name is Kumar, and then it shows the name is Sivanish. It will iterate all the names from the list. Okay, the same way we can use loop condition. This loop nothing but for loop. For example, we need to iterate the same set of action 10 times in, then we can configure it n to 10 and increment by 1. The loop condition is nothing but while loop. Until the condition satisfied, it will be repeatedly the same action will do. Exit and next loop used for to skip the loop or break the loop from the iteration. The next category is flow control. In this flow control, we mostly used a label go to and exit subflow and run subflow. Okay, when we use the label and go to option. Okay, for example, if condition satisfied, then we need to repeat the same action from the where we set the label. Okay, for example, I have set the label here. The label name I set over here. Repeat action. Okay, and when condition satisfied, name list content greater than 0, then I need to go to the label again. Okay, if I set over the go to label, what happens if I run the flow? It will run the actions, and if condition is satisfied, then repeat the same action into the go to the same label and run the same steps. Next component is run subflow and exit subflow. First we need to know the subflow. What is subflow? Subflow is nothing but if we design a workflow is multiple statement, then it is difficult to understand and debug it, right? So we are just dividing those statements into a subflow. Subflow is nothing but dividing the flows, and wherever we record the same subflow, we can call it over the main method. Okay, run subflow. If we select it variable example is one of the subflow that we called in the main flow. When run the main flow, that automatically calls a subflow variable example and it will execute, and once it's complete, and it will go to the next statement. The same way, if you wanted to exit subflow, then we can use condition satisfied, then we need to exit the subflow. We don't need to proceed further, then we can use this statement. The subflow is executed, and when condition satisfied, it's automatically. Now we will design a real-time workflow. Okay, for example, we have the use case. We need to extract all the emails from the Gmail, and we need to extract the fields from field to field, CC field, and subject of the email, and message body, and we need to update in the Excel sheet. This is the task we are going to be doing now. Okay, for this example, we need to use a retrieve email message component, and here there are some properties. IMAP server address, imap.gmail.com. This is for only Gmail account, and if we need to use on-premise corporate company account, then we need to contact IT, need to get IMAP server, and the port should be 993 and enable SSL true, and then username password we need to provide over here. And email filters, I am going to be use only the subject contains test, then I need to extract. Okay, and if there are any attachment, I need to store into the specific locations. Okay, and I open the Excel sheet, and I need to get what is a free row from the Excel sheet, and I will iterate the retrieved emails one by one, and I will extract from address, to address, CC address, subject, body text, and I am updating the Excel sheet value what we extract from the Gmail. Okay, I just run that flow. Uh, there are two emails in my mailbox. Just I extracted and update in the Excel sheet. Okay, and I need to send the email from the specific Gmail. Okay, I just configure SMTP server address and on which address need to be used for the sending the email, and I am using the demo learning gmail.com, and sender display name last time we can give. It's optional one if you need to give some display name, and we can give, and to whom we need to send, and I have set over here, and subject and body of the message given. And the most important portion is where we need to configure the SMTP server. For Gmail, SMTP gmail.com, and server port is 465, enable SSL, and we need to provide username password. Username is a Gmail account, and password will be Gmail account password. Some of the, if sometime we will get exception, bad credential or application password need to be provided. Okay, why these kind of error comes, then we need to allow the less secure apps from the Gmail account. For if wanted to enable the less secure apps, then we need to go to account setting and security tab, and we need to enable less security apps enable. Okay, if we given and we just run this flow, it will send the test email to the kumar daily@outlook.com. Okay, if we open that Outlook, I received one email. Hi, this is the test message from Power Automate. Okay, this is the way we can implement extract emails and send email using Gmail. Okay, thank you guys. Please subscribe, and we will meet on the next session. Thank you all. Bye.